this week's Ancient Top 10. It's ancient ships. The most astonishing vessels, ranked according to how advanced they were for their time. Coming straight in at number 10. The devastating Phoenician fire ship.
The fire ship has been used throughout history. It's simple. You steer a floating firebomb at your enemy.
During the 4th century BC, Alexander the Great was at war with the Phoenicians. He attacked their island city of Tyre.
It was a strategic port in what is now Lebanon, on the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. Alexander wanted to expand the Macedonian Empire into Asia, and conquering Tyre was the key.
In order to reach it, he built a giant causeway and was pushing 2 huge siege towers across it. However, the Phoenicians had a trick of their own. They counterattacked with a Phoenician fire ship.
The timber frames of the towers would make them highly vulnerable to this ingenious floating weapon.
The design of a fire ship is actually surprisingly difficult because ships are made of wood and they're made of wet wood, which tends to put fires out. So the fire has to breathe to allow it to carry on burning. And the Phoenicians faced up to that design problem and absolutely nailed it.
The Phoenicians took an old cargo ship and filled it with combustible material. There were 2 masts and they hung cauldrons full of flammable liquids from them. They lit the whole thing on fire and drove it into the causeway.
The back of the ship was weighed down so that the bow was raised and could make contact with the siege towers. On impact, the cauldrons spilled their contents, fueling the flames and causing a massive explosion. There was a 500-foot wide firestorm.
Alexander's men were jumping into the sea to escape the flames, but there was no escape because the sea itself was on fire.
The brilliance of the Phoenician design was in creating a floating chemical firebomb that could stay lit even in water. It's theorized that beeswax, animal fat, and other buoyant but flammable ingredients were used, but we don't know for sure. It's a clever, ancient mystery.
The Phoenician fire ship was the first recorded use of the fire ship in history, and what an impressive design. Sailors fear nothing more than fire at sea because there's nowhere to run, and the basic idea and design of the Phoenician fire ship was copied for millennia.
A floating weapon of fire which could attack large targets at close range. It showed the importance of controlling the sea as well as land during invasions, and gave power-grabbing dictators in the ancient world a new way to expand their empires. Just the fire ship on its own would have been a contender for our top 10 countdown, but the explosive Phoenician fire ship is guaranteed a place.